Here's my conspiracy. I don't want to call it a theory because I don't really believe it myself. We'll just call it a thought, a conspiracy thought. First, here's what we know. Government power is routinely used against the American people. The IRS scandal, NSA spying, the TSA. Get the picture? We all know that government power is used for personal gain as well, and it happens all the time. How many people leave Washington poorer than they were coming in? Not very many. Most officials make their fortunes in the halls of power. The Clintons were those kind of people. You know, from renting out the Lincoln bedroom of the White House to getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars in speaking engagements, Bill and Hill went from virtually nothing to houses and hundreds of millions of dollars. There's no way to account for every cent, so we must conclude that there's a lot going on that the public doesn't know about. Of course, the same could be said for many others, which makes private deals in and of themselves unremarkable. The question is, how far do you think Bill and Hill would go? Where would they draw the line? What would they say is wrong? Looking at their pasts may give you a clue. One, they've been involved in plenty of scandals, never really been held accountable for anything, a condition that may make them feel untouchable and, frankly, more willing to trek further down the rabbit hole. We also know that the truth never comes out unless there's been some DNA discovered. Two, the Clintons set up a charity that, by all accounts, was used basically to launder money. And, steal from Haiti. Steal from Haiti. You know, it takes amazing people to use the deaths of untold thousands to get rich. And three, Hillary's reaction to the killing of Muammar Gaddafi. It was weird. It was like a joyful coldness. It was as jarring as cracking open Dahmer's fridge. Lies, death, and stealing from the poorest on the planet, all things the Clintons have proven a willingness to do. So ask yourself, what about selling secrets for money? By comparison, doesn't seem like that big of a deal. The Clinton Foundation received vast sums of cash from Russia. At some point, there was this Uranium One deal. It was struck. There was a transfer of U.S. stockpiles of uranium into Russia's hands. The details can be explained away like they always are. I mean, lawyers tend to get their stories straight. But ultimately, the scheme looked a bit dirty. Either way, it proves a profound relationship maintained by the Clintons with Russia. What if the Russians wanted more than just uranium holdings? What if they wanted intelligence? Could U.S. top secret documents be part of the deal that Bill and Hillary struck for major donations to the Clinton Foundation? We'll never know. You know, if it were part of the deal, a slick way to create a plausibly deniable transfer medium would be a private email server with virtually no security. Sorry, America, I was clueless with our national security, and the Russians hacked my server. Well, you could say, they didn't get anything of value in that hack. We do not know what information the Russians, or anyone else for that matter, procured in the hack. You see, a goodly portion of Hillary Clinton's emails are still missing. The reason why I bring this up is not because of the quirky investigation into Hillary's email server, but because of the stated reason why she was not brought up on charges. Both James Comey and President Obama made it clear that Hillary showed no intent. She was careless, she was stupid, unprofessional even, but she didn't intend to broadcast top secret information all over the globe. Why is this intent so important? Well, ask yourself this. If you were to take money in exchange for top secret information that you had gathered through your powerful position in government, would you not be guilty of treason? More frightening is the fact that the most powerful person in the country, Barack Hussein Obama, President of the United States, knew about her private email server and did nothing about it, and then lied to the American people. You see, Barry was emailing Hillary with a fake name. It was a bad idea, and it was supposed to be kept hidden. And when Obama was asked about Hillary's email server, the president said on national TV that he learned about it when it came out in the news. But of course, that simply wasn't true. Now, whether Obama was involved or he was simply trying to protect the legacy of his administration, He covered up for Hillary Clinton, and it seems as if the cover-up continued with the Obama DOJ and FBI. It's clear that someone was pulling the strings, making this tune play out at just the right tempo, refusing to press charges, shutting down investigations, but doing so in a way that would look official if still curious. Now, a full year after Hillary was sent packing, we're getting a new window into what was going on at the FBI. A trove of text messages, some cryptic, some clear, causing us to ask even more questions than we had before. Now, if this was all part of an escape plan, why would you ever let those text messages out? Well, government power has to give way to physics, my friends. Someone had the messages, and at some point, they were going to come out. And it's better to control the release than be blindsided. Plus, in this case, there's a couple of people that can be set up and made the heart of the investigation. The text messages prove some important points. One, Hillary Clinton investigation was being orchestrated and the outcome was predetermined. And two, the people sending the text messages had a motive to intervene on Hillary's behalf. Both of these people loved Hillary and hated Donald Trump, and this bias can be used to muddy the waters so that we never get a clear picture of who did what when. Plus, with all the new questions to be asked, the FBI corruption story, this could go on for quite a while. There will be some righteous fury for a couple of weeks, and then the public will begin to tire and wonder why we're still talking about this. There'll be some good TV, and maybe we'll get some more Trey Gowdy porn on YouTube, but ultimately it will be dismissed from the public's attention. People will go back to talk of taxes, healthcare, education, crazy stories from Florida, and trying to figure out what their crotch looks like and if it matches their personality. This is the way they want it. Hold on, who's they? Everybody. There's no one in the ruling class that wants a truth of this magnitude to be sprung on the people. Give them a story or part of a story, but do it slowly so that by the time they know everything, they also no longer care. Just imagine if it were true. Headline, Bill and Hillary proven to commit high treason against the United States. What then would the world look like? Well, first, Billy and Hillary couldn't do this alone. People would have to have helped them out, and it would have implicated God knows how many, breaking down all trust in U.S. government as an institution. There would be never-ending witch hunts for anybody and everybody involved, bringing the country and not just the government to a screeching halt. Then on the other side, you have the true believers, the ones that think Hillary can do no wrong, doing and saying everything necessary to protect their great leader. We would be lucky to get through it without a civil war. So everyone in the government, good, bad, Republican, Democrat, would get behind a plan that they believe would prevent the centralized government power they've been amassing for far more than a century from being wiped clean in one night. If everyone with power, everyone trusted with authority is dirty, whether of their own volition or through a corrupt sense of the greater good, how are we ever supposed to have a government of, by, and for the people? Now, is any of this true? Frankly, it's just a story, and not even a really very good one. But without change, a change that prevents government from hiding, how would we ever know?